So welcome everybody. We are live with the last chance qualifier number 1 of 2 for the GOAT Format World Championships taking place next Saturday and Sunday. Right now we are looking at the loser side of the bracket with a matchup between last year top 4 competitive worlds Dingo Sig and the 2020 runner-up to the GOAT Format World Championship, Dale Bolito. And Dale will take game 1 here. So Dale did lose round 2 of the bracket, so he's going to have quite a climb still. He was able to defeat Biff and JJ94 to get to this matchup against Dingo. Dingo knocked into the loser bracket by CC. Dale looking to get an invite, and Dingo looking to get, I believe, their second or third invite for the season. But Dingo is already qualified. Anyone still looking to qualify for the GOAT Format World Championships, tomorrow is your last chance with Last Chance Qualifier number 2. Join on the Discord for more information. GoatFormat.com has the Discord link for you there. First place of the Last Chance qualifiers will receive an invite to the World Championship happening next weekend. Hi Matt. Yeah, the song playing is Demon Apsu from the Sailor Moon soundtrack. It'll be Super Nintendo. Both players with a decent amount of cards here, but Dingo with the life point and board advantage. crazy start for Dale, hitting Pot of Greed with his Delinquent Duo. Pot of Greed being one of the cards that brings balance to Duo in the first place. Could potentially lead to a blowout here. But there is still always things like Thunder Dragon Graceful Charity that a Chaos deck could bring you back in with. Dingo gonna play around Trap Dust Shoot. And Dingo not waiting to see what Dale's set monster is. Could be Dekochi. But it could also very well be like a Sangin or a Sinister set, since Dale did set the Torrential behind with it. And Dingo is at least going to catch that Thunder Dragon by not waiting till the main phase for Dale. Or, that's incorrect what I just said, because Dale already has the Thunder Dragon Graceful. I'm actually not sure what he put back then, but we definitely are in blowout territory at this point. Dale not having any aggression yet though, having to pass back still, so... Time is what Dingo needs, and a Magician into a Pot of Greed can actually turn this back into a game. And just like that, Dingo only had 2 cards on Dale's turn, and now they're back to almost equal. Dale gonna opt to get his Sinister off the board so he can get it back in his hand. And Dingo is not taking his foot off the gas pedal here. Dumping the Night Assailant, let him get back Magician, which could lead to a future Pot of Greed again. So despite opening with a Duo, hitting Dingo's pot, and having Graceful Thunder Dragon, Dingo is still in this game. But some nice board presence from Dale here. The Abyss Soldier able to attack over the Kaiku. We know Dale has Ring to protect, attacked over the Tribe Infecting Virus. Dale has Ring to protect from the Kaiku attack. And if Dingo tries to just set the Magician here, we now know that Dale can go Abyss Sinister next turn. Still worth setting the monster here because it'll force Dale to have to use the Abyss Soldier unless he has a Nobleman or a Mind Control. Pot of Greed for Dale as well. A lot of big swings of card advantage back and forth this game. Or a lot of powerful cards played, I should say. Dingo thinking on the 18, clearing the Abyss Soldier would mean being able to potentially set their Magician of Faith. Taking the 18, they do know that Dale has Ring still, so could turn into a game shot next turn. Dingo gonna need to do something about this Abyss Soldier. Alright, so Dingo gonna destroy this Abyss Soldier now, hoping that this will lead to Magician of Faith resolving. Having to dump a Mind Control to do it. But Dale just has a ton of cards now. And only able to push through with a Dekochi, and he's going to attack into a Spy. Taking a chunk out of Dale's life, bringing them very close, 4,800 to 4,600. And now Dingo with some board presence of their own. And Dale's showing he has game multiple ways here. Nobleman just to be safe in case this is like a Nico main king or something set. Since Dingo did not opt to scoop. And I guess Karibos are possible still, but unlikely. Move over to a Game 3 matchup on loser side still of Ghost Rider against World Gone Mad.
Hi, are you looking for company? Am I not making sound? Says I should be making sound. In case you can hear me, you're not making sound.
Okay, and I have Lucas joining me here for commentary. We're still on loser side. We have SDL Killa versus Dale. Game 1. Dale has been on a fairly interesting deck. Similar to a deck I think that we saw him use a decent amount in like 2020, honestly, with the Tomatoes, Zaborgs, and Abyss Soldiers. But I think he's opted to remove the Goat Control engine from that for the Thunder Dragon Chaos.
Hello, Scully.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Great. Cool. So this is the last chance qualifier.
Yep. 1 of 2. Tomorrow is the last chance qualifier.
So this is second to last chance qualifier.
Yeah. So we did one for Saturday and one for Sunday.
Perfect. Who are you watching? Dale?
We're on loser side. Dale versus SDL Killer, game 1.
This is a great match. This is a fun narrative, being that SDL is among the absolute best players right now, against Dale, who's among the absolute best all time. So that's really fun to see.
And did Dale pay for this premature burial?
Well, if so, I was too late into the game, because it doesn't say so in my chat box. So, SDL Killer, I believe, is in conversation for, well, whether there's a player of the year or not.
Yeah.
People would still discuss who the best player this year was, and
up there with
yeah.
SDL, AJT, and Ivan Rosito, right?
Yeah, and I think SDL is said to be third right now. Of course, the rankings are hidden behind closed doors as of right now.
So I don't even know what it's being based on.
Yeah. It's a bit unfortunate that it's being defined so late. Regardless, SDL, one of the absolute best players this year against Dale, of course, legend of the game, who also, I believe, was it last year he won the FLC? No, that must.
He won this year's GFC, the biggest tournament.
Yeah, SDL did, but when was the Dale's victory of the FLC?
Dale won the FLC last year, I believe.
Regardless, not too long ago, but also not super recent. So Dale definitely still active in the game, definitely competing at the highest level, but his activity is not to be compared with that of SDL Killer, who plays everything and always does super well.
This Solemn dropping SDL super low, but Dale has to be able to answer this late night.
Yeah, SDL is quite funny. He only plays Warriors, but he does so very well.
They actually got their invite last year, I believe, with Chaos Turbo. And then
that's interesting.
Warriors. It might have even been the year before that happened, but they won the GFC that they won before this year was with Chaos Turbo.
Oh yeah, SDL, one of very few players that won double GFCs. Oh yeah, the one he won previously, that was my GFC, so to speak. That was when I got third, I believe. He knocked me down into the losers bracket. I have fond memories of that.
FLC 23.
Yeah, and right now 27 is being played out. So, been a little while, but not too long. So this is Ghost Control?
I don't think so. I think he's playing like Tomato
Chaos
Control. He has Zaborgs and Abyss Soldier in it.
Wait, that's super cool, because I've been playing almost this exact kind of deck, but I opted not to play Thunder Dragon. So that obviously creates a very different deck in itself, but all the other cards match.
Dale
so that's
on a
kind of
hot
cool.
spot here. A Chaos Monster would be a great draw. but SDL might have 2 back rows even. They double Solemn though.
So SDL is thinking here whether or not to set. That would imply it's a blank. I mean, it doesn't take much. Wow, that's insane. Whoa, no judgment? Because I think you would flip it there.
Yeah, there's 2 in grave already, so it wasn't likely.
Oh, right. Wow, life totals are so low. What are the odds of a ring deciding this game right now?
Say that again?
A ring of destruction?
Oh, for the draw, yeah.
That could be an option one of the players are keeping in the back of their pocket.
This could be a huge torrential.
Well, loses the spy, but of course still a great exchange for Dale. I think Dale is clearly ahead now.
I don't know. SDL's got more monsters that can summon and attack for game.
Yeah, but I think SDL's most recent set could be bluff.
Although I guess almost any Dakochi or spy from Dale is enough to do it too. Yeah, SDL could very well have like Dust Tornadoes set maybe. Mystical. He actually plays real trap set honestly. The only traps in his grave are Dust Shoots and 2 Solemns.
That's true. Okay, that's Kaiku. Kiku. Wow. Resolves? Scapegoat? Beginning of... Oh, wow.
What is the keep going thing?
If you press the thumb and you hold in, it sticks. I believe. Which is kind of cool.
Maybe call from SDL here? Could have the 3rd Solemn, but...
Yeah, call would be great. No, just passes. So I think if you had call there, you likely use it?
Yeah, I think so. If you have a game shot, you're going for a game shot.
Yeah, because it's hard to see the call getting better. Like, your odds are not getting better, I don't think.
Still gonna be able to answer 2 turns in a row.
I mean, I would think Dale has something along the lines of a scapegoat.
He could. I haven't
Wait,
seen it yet. I haven't seen
we're not
it
playing
yet.
goats. We're not playing goats, right?
Yeah,
So why would he think at the beginning of battle phase? Maybe Rageki Breakman? Doesn't make sense either to me. Resolves. Could be judgments. He's on Thunder Dragon and Revivals. Book, that's not strong. That is not strong. So now Dale could flip a Nobleman across it though. It could be that SDL had the Delinquent though. I was debating using that before. Wow, this is insane. This is so tense. Dale now with the draw. Nobleman across out, you would imagine. Definitely within his range. Yep, there it is. Whenever you see someone book a monster that is attacking.
Well, that was a desperation book no matter what though. You had to play it.
Exactly.
So
That would always indicate that the other options are very narrow and most likely bluffs.
He could not have had the Nobleman there too. And SDL going to Nobleman back. Now SDL has gone through a lot of monsters at this point. 1, 2.
Yeah, but I'm worried for Dale's back row. I think those are cards.
Seven monsters gone. So SDL could go a few turns without drawing a monster here. But yeah, I agree. I doubt Dale has too many more answers for attacks.
Yeah, you play 14, 15 often in Warriors. So that's half the monsters gone. Of course, he has gone through half his deck. So I guess he's on rate.
Dale does still have Heavy Storm.
Yeah, but I think Dale's set cards, at least the 2 old ones, the outer sets, are cards like Knock, Snatch, Steal, and maybe even Dust Shoot. which are not going to be very useful here. But SDL, of course, also could be drawing dust shoots. But again, SDL is one of those warrior players who are very willing to play multiple battle traps. Would not be surprised if it was running upwards of 3 copies of Sacred's armor.
Yeah, the best warrior players don't want to lose to other warriors.
Yeah.
And this is probably game right here.
Yeah, I can't come up with a card that saves you.
Goats.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. The Dawn is gonna be. Oh, there was a ring.
Yeah, the mirror
Oh,
force
he could have
and the
tried
ring.
for the. He could have tried for the draw earlier, but
Yeah.
chose not to. Wow, that's insane.
SDL had ring too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just funny because when he booked the Blade Knight, he had the ring.
that heavy was everything.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, that was a great game. I've found myself rooting for Warriors recently. I like Warriors doing well, but then again, Dale's deck looks cool too. Have you watched any of Dale's matches previously today?
Yeah, that's I said he's got. I know he's got tomatoes and abyss and Zaborgs in there.
It's so interesting to play Saborg alongside Thunder Dragon. Because to me, I've been experimenting with Saborg the last couple of weeks. Basically spamming Dueling Book, playing Saborg decks. And I view it as a replacement because it's a light monster. So you can play BLS in the deck without playing Thunder Dragon.
Yeah,
But
Thunder
it's still a good card.
Thunder Dragon just does so many more things though. Like it's your
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
your protection against duo. It's your turning graceful into a blowaway card.
For sure. But I think there's a case to be made for running Saborg in a deck like this that Dale is running. Maybe just as a one-off, because the card is pretty good, especially with all these board styles being created by turbo players running Spy and such. And of course it has some synergy with Tomato, in that Tomato gets run over, you grab your Sangan, when you tribute summon for Saborg. That's a great sequence. And even with cards like Premature Burial, if you just throw out the game through your Tomato, find Sangan at some point, when you can use Revivals, get it back, and then use it to tribute summon. Just a very good combination of cards. Jarring response to Duo. This is to dig for some protection, such as Sinister Serpent, I would guess, in this deck that Dale is running. Could also argue if your cards are simply good enough, but even if you don't draw the Serpent, just diluting the strength of the hand is also very sensible.
Dale actually duoed and pulled Dingo Sig's Pot of Greed Game 3 last match.
Oh, that's too bad. I've been chatting with Dingo recently. Great guy. Wow, this is a good start from SDL. Brings in Gorilla against this deck Dale is playing. I can't say I quite understand why Gorilla would be better than the ordinary warriors in this matchup. Is Gorilla card you would have thought you would see here?
People have been playing Gorilla just a ton, and I guess if you've seen the Abyss.
Oh yeah, the Abyss.
And you're not,
that's a good reason.
And you're not playing Zombira, you're playing Gorilla instead, then.
Yeah, it's just I can't really pinpoint any main deck cards for SDL that are actively poor.
I'm surprised Gorilla's been so popular lately.
No, I mean I'm a big fan of Gorilla.
I still think Zombira is just the better card for that slot.
Yeah, I mean there are. You can make a case for sure. I'm on the
The
one
case,
Snobira for your Rota,
the,
and
ca-
then Gorillas. That's how I feel.
the case is Grapekeeper Spy. But yeah, that's fine too if you want to play the ones that are for your
Yeah,
Rota.
but I'm not bringing in the Gorillas against Spy. That's my argument.
It
I
comes
bring
up
them in
though,
against
like
Kaiku, Blade Knight.
which
Was kind of
Symbira can clear 2 of.
yeah, for sure. But you know, Snobira does have text, unfortunately, as much as we wish it wouldn't. No, it's a very fun discussion. But I do think a lot of warrior players do go for at least the one Snobira to have in the toolbox.
So pot duo, pretty hard to get out of for Dale here, even though he's kept a little bit of board presence, but way behind on cards.
Oh, but maybe if Dale has more battle traps, yeah. Widespread, Dale came prepared. Wow,
So SDL gonna
insane.
drop down to 800. He will get this clear through, but
Wait, doesn't this mean ring? No, ring is gone, okay.
yeah, that's the
Wow, but this
unfortunate
is...
part for Dale is that ring is gone, and
But now
he
the
does have
margin is...
he
Yeah,
does have light and dark ready though.
yeah, and
Snatch steal
the
is gone
margin...
as well though. Jeez, the number of outs that Dale
Oh,
can
that one
get
too.
through here is pretty low. He's gonna need like heavy BLS.
But is Dale thinking here, or am I lagging?
I'm not sure. But he says he's
No,
looking at grave.
you're also looking at an Abyss Soldier, right? So, he hasn't acted yet. So cards he could be considering are Judgment or Book. I mean, I guess you would flip Book here, and I guess you would flip Judgment here. Rageki Break pitching a good card, perhaps, isn't obvious, but he has Thunder Dragons, right?
Mhm.
So, why is he thinking? What is the card where you
Is it a
paused?
Sakuretsu that he's wondering if he can activate? I think
Oh,
so.
that's it. Yeah, that's what he's wondering. And I believe the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh are such that
The Solemn
the
just
judge.
breaks it up.
Yeah, the he can't Saku.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
and now the breaker is
if
gonna
it
take
wasn't
it.
a Solemn there, like say there was a like I believe you could go like Sakuretsu one after the other, but
Yeah.
you can't go like in between with a Solemn happening.
So once one chain has resolved in response to the attack, then no other cards requiring an attack to be declared can be activated.
So Dale could just go for game here, banish, sack for Thunder Dragon, try to attack for game.
Okay, so you banish and then you tribute summon.
You are really down in cards, but you
Yeah, I
know
mean,
Warrior plays battle traps galore. But
yeah, but
it's like
I think
that
you
could be a
could side
mystical
out
set,
a few
right?
of them here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be Dust Tornado,
and
be
that's what
Dust Shoot.
Dale's thinking about right now. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
I
think
think you
this is the play.
absolutely have to go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yep, and it
wow, that's
works.
insane. Whoa, that's incredible. He left himself dead to that. I mean, I'm not doubting that the judgment was the correct play. It looks like the right play, but man.
It was a huge swing, and I mean, look what we saw was in the grave already. Snatch was already gone in the grave, and the ring was already gone. So like, we pretty much said Dale had to get a cast monster there.
Yeah, and he did. That's incredible. Because it's so. Because flipping that judgment, effectively what it does is, obviously, it kills the abyss, it saves your breaker, and it pops the other battle trap. So the difference between using it and not using it, you could argue, is 3 cards. So I mean, you have to flip it. Yeah, incredible. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was definitely the right. You had to solemn that, but
Yeah, and
didn't work
even
out
if
for
he did it, he
SDL.
was dead, right? So yeah, I would assume he was just clogged on monsters.
Probably a
Wow,
nobleman or something set.
very, very possible. So that's 1-1. And this was with SDL opening Delinquent Duo and Pot of Greed. And the Delinquent Duo was played before the Thunder Dragon was used.
Yeah, solemn judgment can put you into those situations where all the card advantage in the world doesn't matter if you have 0 life points.
True. Yeah, Solemn is really good as long as you win the game. Wow. Graceful for SDL going first. Digging for those trap dust shoots. Wow, widespread. That's surprising to me. I would not live in many battle traps at all against Dale if I was SDL from what I've seen.
He brought in more.
It looks like it. I mean, SDL is crazy enough to play a fourth Sakuretsu main deck.
Yeah, they do change up their deck a lot. At least like I would say like 3 to 4 cards. I think every tournament they decide what is best.
Yeah.
And that does at least keep your opponent on their toes. Like you never know they're exactly what they're doing. And here comes the
Wow,
Abyss.
that's an insane tempo swing. That's huge.
Probably the spy set from SDL. Could have been a warrior lady.
Yeah, I agree. Most likely Spy. I think SDL usually is a fan of that card in the side deck. Going first makes a lot of sense to bring it in almost regardless what you're playing against. But yeah, I mean the Abyss Serpent combination. It's so powerful when you manage to combine it. I like Smashing Ground. I think it's nice. Because Abyss Soldier can be tricky to deal with if it's protected by back row.
Yeah,
Because it can bounce your battle traps with the Serpent.
yeah, clearing that is actually you said the tempo of the Abyss that's smashing probably just put it back in SDL's favor.
For sure. Yeah, no, now we're back to square one. SDL is a set, and Dale is on the back foot. I've been practicing a lot for Worlds, and it's just, trying to theorize, analyze, and it's just incredible how much tempo plays a role in the early turns.
So Dale jar greeting here in order to potentially play around Trap Dust Shoe if they're gonna get their Sinister back or not.
Yeah, I mean, you often just grab it back, because SDL's set wasn't flipped. Well, it was a Judgment last turn, got MST'd, now set a new one. But it would have been set last turn if it was the Dust Shoot, so it would have had to be drawn off the top. I'm not sure it's correct from Dale to play around the Dust Shoot there, because now the Serpent could be exposed to Kiku, the Ghost Destroyer. Because at this point you're basically playing around the top deck Dust Shoot. Still taking a moment to think. So Dale didn't attack into the set. One reason, of course, is if it's a spy, you want to keep it set, potentially, to find cards like Nobleman. But you would think Dale has side reverse out, so maybe that's not very relevant. Often it's better for it to be flipped, but of course Dale is scared of the possibility that there's a Don Salug hiding,
Yeah,
or
that would be rough if it
even a
was
Warrior
Don.
Lady.
That would be rough if it was Don.
Yeah, and you could argue Warrior Lady as well, because if Dale has a battle trap
I think
to
Warrior
protect it right
Lady
away.
you'd be pretty okay. You'd be pretty happy with, to be honest, to just get that trade.
But I mean, it depends, because if you have battle trap behind the tomato, and then you have, say, a Zaborg in hand. No?
Yeah. Not enough to, I think, to make you afraid of attacking, but the fear of the Don and it not being a net positive to attack the spy anyway. Definitely.
Well, I think it is a positive to flip the spy, that's the thing. Just because now it's exposed to tribe and sorcerer. And when it's set, it's only exposed to nobleman, but you
Yeah.
probably sided that out,
You
right?
could have
So
Torrental though.
Dale could?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, do you even summon the tomato? Maybe. Interesting. So yeah, it's confirmed it's not a dust shoot from SDL. There's the spy. Why do you flip it? You flip it because you're gonna tribute summon?
He is known for playing the Mobius combination.
Or is he gonna summon Exile Force to pop the tomato, then knock? And at that point doesn't want to trigger the torrential
We got something
before.
planned here.
Oh, Mobius? Wow. I wouldn't have thought you would bring in Mobius against this, but I guess
Well,
he's so widespread.
Yeah, he saw the battle traps last game.
Exactly. He saw the battle traps. Here's the Warrior Lady. And what is this? Serpent.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
this is
think you
not
should
good
have
for
just
Dale.
put both the spies in attack mode if you were gonna go for it like that anyway.
That would make sense. You could argue there's some combination where you would rather have the spy in defense here.
Nothing's
In
coming to
case...
mind.
Well, okay, let's say Raigeki break onto Mobius. Now Tomato is facing off against an attack mode spy.
Okay, that's a good one.
Well, no, because the Warrior Lady.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fair.
well, okay, Raigeki break Warrior Lady then. But that's yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I think you're right overall. But I mean, I could come up with fringe considerations. Tomato gets Sangan. And to me, this is such a big deal when playing these decks. When you play revivals, getting the Sangan into the graveyard. The game just becomes easier to play, I feel.
See if SDL is gonna banish the Abyss or go for the Light and Dark.
That tomato shouldn't be banishable, correct?
Yes, it is. He attacked the Sangan.
I'm wrong, you're right.
And he's gonna clip the Abyss out of there.
Makes sense. Goes for the non-Thunder Dragon, because Dale can pitch another Thunder Dragon at any point.
Yeah, Dale really needs a pot or a graceful.
So his hand right now is double Thunder Serpent Spy. Is that correct?
I believe so, yep.
+1. I guess Tribe would be very good as well. That's likely going to be the Spy.
Yeah, just more stalling coming from Dale. Trying to get to something good. Can't drop a Chaos Monster now with his Kaiku on board either.
Yeah, but the Spy...
This road
Well,
is
I was
tough.
gonna say, if the second half was going to survive, could enable a Zaborg play potentially,
And
but
if we see level 2 here, then I think SDL has Solemn set.
yeah. Well,
He's not risking a
also-
Mirror Force here without Solemn.
well,
I guess he is.
no. Because he swung into it last turn, right, with Kaiko Mobius, so...
Yeah, I would have went for Exiled there. Putting 3 monsters up against that.
Yeah, because it's not
Against
obvious
an
that
opponent,
Tail Mirror forces the previous turn.
yeah, against an opponent that you know is playing Monarchs with the spy that he just searched.
Well, it's the fact that
You
Dale
can't-
chose not to Mirror Force last turn.
Yeah, you can make that read, but it's risky.
It's
and
risky. It is risky.
happened.
I'm not denying that. Because you were saying he's not doing this without Mirror Force, but I was doubting.
Without Solemn.
Yeah, exactly. My bad. I mean, I love attacking to Mirror Force with warriors, but only when I feel I need to, and not quite sure that was one of those spots. Okay, Blade Knight trying to run over the spy.
I mean,
You would want to protect this.
losing
No?
your Kaiku there kind of really sucks. That just it gave Dale way more chances to get back in this game. The way that went down,
For sure.
it turned Monarchs on and it turned on Chaos, and Dale has a hand ready to be like just take abuse of Graceful Charity.
Dale just needs time. Every draw step could potentially just swing the game.
And now Spies both in defense can stabilize.
Looks great. Yeah, no, Dale is just super happy. Every draw step so huge. So what is SDL looking for? Because right now it's SDL who wants to change what's happening right now. Looking for cards like Mobius, Tribe, Ninja Grommas as Sasuke, Reinforcements of the Army, Pot of Greed, of course.
Ring, Snatch.
Yeah, to a lesser
smashings.
extent. Yeah, a combination of those, for sure. Also. What could the set monster from SDL be?
Dale's getting deeper, but and SDL did lose a Solemn already, so he might not have the Solemn backup. A Heavy would be pretty big. Heavy into a Monarch?
Yeah, we're quite confident that the middle set from SDL is not the Judgment, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the Mirror Force. So, what do you pop?
He's going for the old one. That's interesting.
I think it's because it's not going to be a Dust Tornado or an MST.
Or a Ring. I guess he would have probably just ring it automatically.
I think it's because it's never.
This could be a Faith.
It's never chainable. This could be a Faith. It looks kind of like it with SDL acting. No? Okay.
Sakuretsu, that's interesting.
I mean, that could be indicative of a Dawn. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Well, I don't know if I would.
Exiled he said, huh?
What? That's insane. Actually insane. Wait, I don't get this pattern.
He's saying he wanted to destroy the other spy. It does matter, because it can come up if a Jowgen hits the board that destroys the special summoned one.
Funny. Oh, that's a Judgment. Yeah, and you have to do this, and unless Dale is playing Judgment, which
now here's the problem
isn't.
with Spies, is that it turns off Blade Knight's stop flip effect part of.
Good point, good point.
When Dale if this is still the board, if Dale gets to Magicians, then.
So this is
target here, huh?
Gonna target Sangan, right?
I guess. Why are you even premiuming here? He's going Thunder Dragon.
Thunder Dragon?
Is he gonna meta?
Yeah, it does have like a one-off metamorphosis. I still don't understand.
He still can't clear the spy.
I guess, yeah. There we go.
The game shot.
Don't you lead with the snatch?
I don't like to summon Gorilla first.
I think he has a clear read. No? I don't.
Like if it's a battle trap, so it's a ring, so now you.
Yeah.
Oh, he had Solemn.
Oh, wow.
That's why. I didn't even know
Wow.
Dale was playing Solemn. Wonder if he sided some.
No. Wow, that's cool.
That was a big win.
Wow,
Well played.
that's really cool. Yeah, that's actually really cool. That was a great match. Wow, what a finish. I was waiting for the grace for so long. When it finally came, it got judgmented. But Vendale won anyway.
We're gonna go over
immediately.
to Ghost Rider versus Luigi Kira, who are also in Game 3.
Oh, I played Luigi Kira recently. They were very, very sportsmanlike. The classic turn 1 car destruction, because you never know if your opponent is gonna have the Fun Dragon if you wait.
And hitting
Often better off just...
it's awesome too.
For sure.
He did get it.
And it's also your only opportunity to ever hit cards like Pot of Greed and to some degree Graceful Charity. And even good against cards like Delinquito, because we're gonna make your card destruction worse a lot of the time. So grab back a Dekoichi. So this will be a classic Turbo Mirror. Of course, Ghost Rider, one of the absolute best Turbo players in the game. Gonna be fun to see if he can claw his way back from what appears to be a good opener from Luigi. Of course, while Luigi did have a strong card destruction and likely a Dekoichi set, didn't have Pot or Graceful. Hits Dekoichi, Luigi discards the Fun Dragon. You could argue this suggests that the set is not a Dekoichi. If it's not, it's most likely a Spy. But seeing as this is game 3, both players likely have set it in some number of mind control. Oh, reinforcements.
Yeah, we've seen Ghost Rider getting in with the Danzalug. I think he just brings in like a whole little warrior package.
Yeah, and for this matchup, yeah, I assume it's gonna be Dawn Nobleman. Because otherwise you would often go for something like a Mystic Swordsman, level 2, or an XL Force. Okay, Rota, then Upstart. Not to draw the Dawn, wants to draw something else.
Tell you what, when you don't do it in that order and you draw the Dawn, it feels so bad.
Definitely.
Big Solemn.
It's very
Yeah.
expensive.
What would that suggest? Who is this?
Mr. Big Noodle, hello.
Oh, hi. Wow.
What do you think the set is?
Spy.
Yeah, I would guess Spy. Because
Yeah.
it's awkward for Luigi to flip it into the Dawn. Luigi doesn't hesitate,
But he-
however.
Yeah, he does it
He
anyways.
still has one Thunder Dragon left.
Exactly. Oh wow, 2 in attack mode? Is this gonna be Snatch?
Snatch?
But even then... Oh, okay, defense position, sorcerer, banish. Pressure with the spies. Could argue this is weaker against the book, but of course,
Weak
book
against the
fall in our
Solemn.
favor.
He should have went Sorcerer before he did any of this.
Well, that's worse against the torrential. But yeah, I agree with you. Because that's a minor detail in comparison to...
Especially if you don't have, like, if you have a good back row, I guess it's okay, but yeah, if you get Solemn there on the Sorcerer.
Yeah, that could definitely be a disaster. But even then, you have the normal summon Fun Dragon as backup, so
Yeah.
actually,
Still have
no,
one
I
s-
think this
then
is just
Then
better
you
than...
still have one Spy in attack mode.
Yeah, but that's okay, because the Dawn is gone.
Oh, right, if they Solemn the Source. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
that's true.
yeah, no, this
Yeah.
was good. Yeah. But it just goes to show how these incredibly small decisions, they're tricky to get right. You need to think a few steps ahead. What if this? Then this. What if this? Then this. Blade Knight. Good at killing attack position spies. Not very good at dealing with the sorcerer.
Yeah, which Exiled could have done, right?
Yep. So that.
Or even some Byra would have been good.
True. Somebody would have been good. Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke as well. Perhaps even the best one out of them.
Oh, I wonder if this is a bad idea because I guess you are getting the +1 off the attack, and then you're going -1 from Chaos Sorcerer destroying it.
I was gonna say probably gonna be a trap here.
Ghost Rider's last 2 cards in hand are Thunder Dragons.
No, because Thunder Dragon was discarded by card destruction.
That's right. Okay, so that's a much stronger hand then. I wonder what they are then, because he could have summoned a Chaos Monster, and I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, looks like there are normal summons, right? Cards like Dekoichi Faith. Wow, that was game 3. Whoa, sick.
Quite the upset.
So how far along are we in the bracket?
We have 1 match left going on winner's side, and 2 more to do on loser's side.
Wow, so we're close to
3 more to do on loser's side total, I guess. Or 4.
Yeah, 4 matches, 3 rounds. Yeah, that's very cool to see. And this was 20 players? 20 something? 24. Great to see so many people who want to play in the World Championship, and of course, who want to support the GOAT format community.
And tomorrow is still the last chance. We'll be starting at noon Eastern.
So
anyone would like to still try to qualify. So we're going to move over to winner's side. We have Krebs versus Agent Brogan for winners finals here.
And do these players have invites? I believe Krebs does not.
Agent Brogan, I don't believe they do.
But
or is Agent
weren't
Brogan?
they what?
Oh, yeah,
I think Agent Brogan.
That's 222 Broken, right? Yeah, so they actually have 2 invites.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get their bye.
Wow, this is a high stakes match. The invite highly relevant for both players. Of course, while this is a very prestigious event and there are invites on the line, for some of these players who have a single invite, it's not that big a deal for them. We're just here to play, have fun, and support GOAT format.
Krebs,
but for these players, it's super important.
Krebs discarded Mirror Force off Graceful Charity. That's pretty crazy.
He is playing against Panda Burn. So
yeah,
Mirror Force is good, but it's not always the best card.
You could argue that Panda only attacks after True Nade, so why would you want Battle Traps?
Yeah,
but again,
that's
once you discard,
like, they have
once
to...
you discard your Mirror Force to the Graceful, you're signaling the coast is clear.
They have to attack in a back row sometimes.
Some of the time, yeah, but they do avoid it overall. And but yeah, once the Mirror Force is discarded, the coast is clear.
2 pot agreed.
Why would he do that, do you think?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Just to try to play around Dust Shoot for some reason?
Nah, it's not even...
But...
no.
Yeah, it's weird.
You could argue that there's not a single card in his deck he could have drawn that would change his play. So why would he reveal the pot? But no.
TK saying he didn't want to draw Lily.
Oh,
okay.
Wait, TK. That's incredibly smart.
If he has an exiled,
but that's
as an alternative, it would still be okay.
He could have drew Lily exiled.
It's possible.
I mean, it's quite hard to argue with trying to find Heavy Storm there.
Yeah. I would have.
Yeah, there is a thought process to limiting the toolbox by drawing and not wanting to draw your rat target. But whether it's enough, that's definitely up for debate. Of course, thank you to TK, our head judge for today, who almost always, or well, always helps out with all the events being played here on the server. Definitely a treasure to the community.
What did Krebs grab here?
I saw
Dawn.
Dawn.
So he probably has a snatch steal, I'm thinking.
I actually wasn't paying attention, but my head says 1480k.
He could have the ring set with the heavy here,
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good.
but
But do you set... I don't understand. He set 2. He set Judgment Rota turn 1. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right. So that's how much? 48 and a discard?
Blade Knight wouldn't have been game. Well, obviously,
Goblin
it's
attack
two
force
cards
would
in
have.
hand, but yeah.
Gets a Justice Hurts. Decides to pay with
that
the
was
Lily.
a great heavy storm too. He hit a Nightmare
For
Wheel
sure.
on a ring with that. They weren't even like to not hit any chainable cards against this deck is huge.
True.
And this is game 1. So this is...
It's a big one for Krebs
You-
to win.
Yeah, it is. But this is not one of those... It never gets better for burn after siding. But this is one of those game 1s that... It's not that easy for the Panda player. Just because the War deck does apply so much pressure. Has spell trap removal in the main deck often. But yeah.
If he has exiled, it is a decent.
I think Krebs should have
Dawn's
heavy.
a good.
Was Rhoda set? Did they flip Rhoda? It was in the back row.
Krebs flipped Rhoda. That's the
Okay.
thing. Krebs set Rhoda
Yeah,
Judgment
gotcha.
turn 1. That's an insane play to make.
If he's able to, yeah, I was about to say, use Rat to kill Don Salug and then grab
Yeah.
Exiled and then use Exiled on Lily.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good play.
But you gotta hope that this back row isn't a Saku.
Yeah. At some point, you just gotta hope for the best. But yeah, it's hard to imagine what that back row could be.
I think it's
If
like
it-
ring or something.
Well, I mean, let's see. What could it be that's good for Agent?
Mystical? No.
No, that's not
Hawk?
good.
Nobleman? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Nobleman. Of course, I didn't see that one.
That's my guess. It's the same spot as last
Could be
tournament
Dust
that I
Shoot.
said.
Dust Shoot would have been flipped.
Right, because he drew the premium. Or
So it kind of
Yeah,
has
bring
to
that
be a
forward.
bluff at this point, unless it's like Judgment. Because you could argue you don't Judgment.
So he didn't go exiled. He went level limit, so that'll put the rat in defense. So he'll get a little more board presence out of this way. And
Wait,
start
could you-
gaining life back with the snatch steal.
Could you argue that you shouldn't MST the premature? Because these floodgates are like the only way the Panda deck wins in the long run. I don't know if that's true, but there's a case to be made maybe.
The second monster set is not what Krebs wanted to see.
Okay, that's a start. Man, you want to clear the rat, but I think you have to go for the set. A jar could just be game over. Defense. Oh, this is funny. This actually came up in a rules question
Does he have
recently.
the nobleman set though? He can exile the rat?
Third rat. Oh, there's the call. And this Lily's gonna get through. And that's going to be game
I think
accepted.
he's gonna solemn this, maybe? No.
Maybe his magic cylinder.
Yeah, it has to be Cylinder, right? Or Nightmare Wheel. Nightmare Wheel is a card.
Could definitely be Nightmare Wheel.
That would be insane with the Snatch in play. Oh, that would have been cool. Imagine Snatch and Nightmare Wheel. on the same monster.
So big
I
win
would
for
have wanted to
Krebs
see that.
getting game 1 there.
And this is such a big deal for Krebs in the inner circles of the GOAT format community. There's a lot of rivalry, a lot of banter.
Only member
And
of
Krebs-
Rampage without a Worlds invite.
Exactly, Krebs definitely has been on the receiving end.
So if he could win it, that would give Rampage the full entire team qualify for Worlds.
You know how it is. The
not on
closer
the-
we have gotten to Worlds, the more outspoken people have been against Krebs. Because obviously, the less likely it was that he was actually gonna get there. But now, you could even argue, looking somewhat likely.
Not there yet.
Not
Still
there
got,
yet.
Still
If-
has Dale Bolito in this tournament, and he's still got to get through this burn matchup too.
Sure. Yeah, lots of strong players.
CC,
Game 2 and 3
CC
are
still
so
loses
hard
well.
for burn.
Gully?
Oh, I said CC still in this event, and we just saw Luigi knock out Ghost Rider, so
Yeah,
it's certainly not over yet.
Luigi beat Ghost Rider in the Turbo Mirror. ILCC, I think, is a player who people don't respect enough in these events. I feel like I always see their name among the
They've been-
top 4, top 6,
They've been
top
doing
3.
better every tournament.
Yeah, and it's been a few tournaments now that they finish like upper quarter every time. It feels to
I
me.
feel like they're kind of in the spot where like John Wick was last year before he got his invite, where he was making top 8 every single tournament.
But never got there.
He did. John Wick did get there last year, but it was
right.
it was a long stretch of having like the most tops without an invite.
This face down is probably just desserts, I'm thinking, because
Extremely likely.
he used trio first. If you heavy storm and you haven't used trio yet and they don't have a monster,
Wow.
I'm guessing he
So-
also sided into a cat.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
package.
wombat is on the wrong side, but no,
Yeah.
it would appear Agent is playing cats in the deck. Oh,
Now, what he should have done here was switch those tokens to attack mode,
can't.
Yep.
because even if
Summon
we
this
just took it as the read that it was
Oh, yeah.
just dessert set, he could have cleared it. I mean, that's still a lot of damage to take, but you could have cleared some off while you had the wombat out.
But of course, summoned this turn and as such could
I
have
shouldn't
just
say he
switched.
should have switched them. It was an option. That definitely was not like. I was saying.
Yeah,
it
but
as
he-
Mirror
It
Force
wasn't
was
an
flipped,
option,
and-
actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't an option, right?
You can switch the tokens to turn they're summoned.
You can.
Yep.
No.
They're summoned by an opponent's card effect, not your own, so you can switch them. Same with Cyberjar and Mind Control.
Is that the same with what? No, I can't
Wow.
flip a monster summoned by Cyberjar.
Yeah, you can. If you Mind Control your opponent's monster summoned by Cyberjar, you can flip it.
Right.
Yeah, if it's my opponent's monster,
Right.
but
Ojama
not if
tokens
it's
are the
summoned
same
by
way.
their Cyberjar to my side, because then it's also summoned by their card.
Yeah, it's the same with the Ojama tokens. You can change them the
What?
same turn they're summoned.
Wow, I never knew that.
But if you attack an opponent's Cyberjar and then you set a monster off of that, you can't flip that monster that
Correct.
turn.
No, you have to Mind Control, then you can flip it.
So it doesn't have to do with my opponent summoning the monster with their card effect.
Your opponent summoned the monster.
Yeah, but
That's what
with
it has-
Cyberjar.
Is what
Oh,
it has to do.
So Cyberjar is their effect, but it says that I summon.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
hmm
Wow.
That's why you
Learn
saw like
something
when
new.
MMF topped with topped Worlds in 2020 with Jar, he was playing. They were playing 3 Mind Control in the main deck.
So that's like a game-winning or game losing decision then, or if it was a decision, to not put these tokens in attack position. Like, that's so huge.
I mean,
Wow, but that's
it wasn't
a big
automatically
deal.
a good move to do it. It happened to be Mirror Force. I was thinking that you can ram them in while your Wombat was out to not take as much burn damage, but you would still be taking so much battle damage, so...
Yeah.
If you, yeah.
But, yeah, if he had switched on it, because it happened to be Mirror Force, it would have been a big difference.
Super cool. Learn something new. So this Wombat's still sitting on the field. Agent does not appear to have found a cat yet. Or at least none that was willing to deploy.
Find the two Wombats it's gonna make that rescue cat a lot weaker too. It's gonna pretty much only be able to summon. Maybe he has a third Wombat, but he's probably looking at mostly pandas with it now, right?
Milus Radiant, you could.
I guess it's possible that he doesn't have cat, because it might be a okay
He
side
might be
deck
going
card.
for the full Ojama lock now.
Yeah, the Jamalok is a legend in Goat format. It's spoken of a lot, but you don't see it that often. Of course, helps if you play a burn deck every now and then.
Having someone put the 5 on you is when you really have to think about, do I want to start ramming them before they switch things to defense mode?
For sure. I was in a burn discussion the other day, and someone asked the other burn players, when was the last time you Ojama locked someone? And no one could remember. But yeah,
I think I do it quite frequently, to be honest.
Yeah, it probably has more to do with me not discussing with people who actually play the game. More interested in talking.
What?
So yeah, there's the Ojama.
See? Look, it happens all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't last that long usually, especially game 2.
Yeah, I think that's what the discussion was partially. You can go for it, but often you just don't commit to it. But that's, yeah. So that's 300 damage from the Ojama because it was destroyed. So I was taking the ruling quiz, the ruling exam to be a judge, or to rule disputes in tournaments, and I did not pass. I was a couple of points short, and then another couple of points after that. So our head judge TK told me that you're good enough to answer if absolutely no one else is available. And yeah, there you go. Now he reminded me. See, this is why. Don't know quite everything. I will say though, the rulings experts and the judging staff are excellent.
And if they were siding as good as you with the little swordsman,
For sure.
I think that card should be sided in Warrior.
Yeah, I tried it. I didn't end up playing against Burn.
But it makes your, like, it's one side deck card that, like, becomes 3 because of your rotas. And then you're premature in your call. Like, you now have 5 ways to clear the Ujamas off the board by siding in one card.
Exactly. I mean, that's the logic behind most of the Warriors, to be honest. That apart from, like, Warrior Lady and Excel Force, they're not that great. You wouldn't want to play them without Rota in your deck. But with Rota, the bar drops a lot. The card doesn't have to be very good.
So this is huge. It's going to clear all 5 beasts off the board.
Oh, wow. And there's no desserts being chained? Wow. That's 1200 damage, though.
Yeah.
Puts it on 52,
I'm
but
there's
that's
like a Nightmare Wheel set here. It's more than
Light
9,
and Dark,
it's 1200.
Oh, did I say 9? My bad.
They took off 9. But it was
Oh,
4
okay.
tokens, right?
Yeah, it definitely was. Maybe he confused one of them for a goat.
Well, he
It
took
should be.
600 earlier.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
And there's the swords.
This could buy time. Swords, of course, are very good in decks playing Giant Trunade, which also happens to be very good with an OTK strategy featuring Rescue Cat. A natural fit in a deck like this. Krebs set the monster.
Third
There's not a...
wombat.
Yeah, there's not a lot of monsters you would want to set here. I guess one of them could be Spy. Just crashes. Makes sense. But yeah, as you're saying, third wombat. Was Cats not looking too good right now? Wow, and while this cat conversion side, perhaps not that impressive right now, it's a very strong and powerful strategy. I believe it got second place at last year's Worlds. Is that correct?
Yes.
Played by WZ. Big Llama, also known as. So definitely something to be prepared for. Of course, we'd rather draw the cats before the wombats. So if we were to piece together, how much could Agent potentially deal?
Not a lot.
Yeah, it's hard without the wombats.
You would need the third Ojama trio as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Has to be the third trio. Pretty much. Because the cards that deal damage on their own, that's basically the wombats. All the other cards like the pandas and the deserts, the barrel, they need the opponent to have a big field. For that you would need a trio here. Are we gonna take it? Would leave him weak to ring.
No nightmare
Of course,
wheel
the ring
yet.
is gone.
Surprising. I wonder if he sides out the nightmare wheels with the cat.
I would think so, yeah. Book. Wow. How did Book make the cut? That's crazy. Oh, there's a panda.
Krebs has to have a battle trap by now. No, wow.
I pitched the...
That speaks a lot of Krebs back row.
Yeah. What could it even be at this point? Yeah, what could it be? Set
Did
nobleman?
you keep noblemans in?
Yeah, I mean, you do against jars.
I feel like this is an
This-
attack with a ring set. Oh, with a
Okay,
solemn set.
Krebs has
okay.
it. Solemn against the burn player. Perhaps knew there were
rings-
cats.
Ring's a draw now.
Yeah, but Krebs acting very fast, looking confident. But yeah, ring would be a draw. That would be cool.
Nope, Krebs gonna take it.
Wow, great match.
Yeah, the other solemn. Third solemn, jeez. Alright, so we're gonna go over to Dale's match now.
Dale against Mercenary.
Or let's see, where's CC's match right now against Luigi as well. They're in game 1, so yeah, we'll go to Dale's.
Alright,
Oh, we haven't had CC on yet. We're gonna go to CC, sorry.
sure. I like watching CC. Always brings something fresh. I was about to say, but no, it's something fresh. You could have thought it would be standard turbo just looking at the deck, but once you check the graveyard, you see it's anything but standard.
Like the black and white sleeves.
Whoa.
They're going to game 3. So this should be fun. Anyone watching, we are hosting the last chance qualifier tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern. Hop on over to the Discord if you'd like to sign up.
Oh, I like that. The last chance qualifier. That's a good name. So ILCC siding very fast. Obviously knows what to do against the Turbo matchup. Played the matchup many times. Luigi, however, probably has not played against this archetype that you could call Sheshikoki pile. Just a pile of cards that IL Sheshikoki likes. Luigi going first with the turbo deck. Thinks for a moment. You don't often think. I guess card destruction is one of those decision points where you might take a long pause like this. Other than that, turbo players in general have managed to figure out most of their turn ones, what they prefer to do. Yeah. Chechikoki. Isn't that right? Maybe that's not what I said, bro. Chechikoki.
Chechi or Cheshi?
Oh, I think I don't know, but I think the answer regardless will be close enough. Oh, Raigeki break. Often gonna hit either a Spy or the Koichi. Yeah, Spy. Spy almost always going to be the first card to be set on turbo.
Or a Sangan.
Could also set Sangan. Most players will default to Spy. Minecon.
Big fan of Mind Control. I think it's
Yeah,
really,
I
really
think
good.
that card is just great. Really a big card to keep an eye out for heading into Worlds next weekend. Turbo being the deck to beat, according to many people. Mind Control being great for that matchup. Especially if you're playing Spy yourself. Luigi demonstrating here that even if you hit something mediocre with the Mind Control, such as a Spy, it's still good. Oh, Call of the Haunted for D-Mock. Bringing back the Graceful. That's insane. Luigi would have killed for an MST there to respond. Does not appear to have it. And now these spies are a bit misplaced. Staring into the face of a Dark Magician. One of
them's gonna go back, yeah.
True. Good point. D-Mock, one of those cards, when you look at the card pool, it's hard to imagine this card not being absolutely broken. And you could claim that it is. It can do some very silly things in the Reasoning Gate decks with Dimension Fusion. But despite this, not oppressive to the format at all. Very much a fair power level in terms of what's competitive play.
It does counter recruiters, which are starting to see a little bit of a comeback.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think people are starting to accept that you can play a pile of good cards if you have a good read on the meta and a good configuration. And you can do things like what Dale is doing. Very good play, good cards, a good deck. Doesn't have to be turbo. Jean-Claude Van Damme has proven this. Even I love Chechikoki to some extent. While not perhaps incredible results, still very solid from a player who previously weren't regarded to be as good as we are now. So Storm would be incredibly strong here.
You already used one.
Already used Storm.
Yep.
So then what? Sagan, Torrential? Yep.
Pretty good.
Looks strong. This would banish the DMAC. And the call would be gone. Saga searches. And yeah, now it's pretty much anyone's game. Very close now. And if Ricky, I'm gonna call. I love Chichikoki. If Ricky doesn't find a monster here to deploy, then momentum will be in Luigi's favor. Often you're gonna grab a Faith here because you need the light. Grabs the Koichi.
So they
Yeah,
normal
Faith would be
summon-
really good.
They normal summon Sang and then play Torrential.
Yeah, definitely. But at some point you need the light. But of course, the Koichi digs into Thunder Dragon. Faith looks pretty
Faith,
good, though.
yeah, because Faith could get back Heavy Storm, which would be
Exactly.
really good right now.
Could be that he already has the Faith and wants to disguise it a bit.
True.
Wow, double soul exchange. So this is looking like a variant of soul control from Ricky. Deck that has fallen out of favor, but I think still there's a lot of potential. Soul exchange being an incredibly powerful card. The Koichi just summon attack. Interesting. I didn't see that one coming.
I think it was a good play though.
I'm not so sure. I thought it was somewhat safe being set. Oh, that's why. Flip-flop.
Classic
whatever-
flip-flop.
Yeah, just feels so good when you flip-flop with Tsukiyomi these days. Doesn't happen as often anymore, but still incredibly powerful.
Here's a stabilizer for CC.
Yeah, that was very important. But of course,
they
the
gotta
Koichi,
They gotta stop this Dakochi combo too.
exactly. The value train has taken off.
Gonna have to premium a Thunder Dragon here.
Oh,
Return.
whoa.
Whoa!
Wait, that can get graceful. What else?
Not agreed.
But
Porgreed? Porgreed might be... Which is best?
Another mystical again.
Wait, so depending on the back row from Ricky, this is close to lethal.
This is 34 on board.
he's so
I
38.
count 38, yeah.
38, right?
Chessie's so low
Yeah.
though. I wouldn't want to put the spies in attack.
Yeah, but it depends, like, imagine if there's a judgment. Like, that could very well be game.
I also would have grabbed pot instead of graceful.
Depends if you have judgment.
Yeah.
Because at
like,
that point, all you need is anything.
right.
With 700 or more
Mm.
attack.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay. You're right.
but I mean, it
True.
depends also what those backers are. Yeah, I mean, it
I think
could
he's
be.
got something good if he just dumped. What?
Oh, there's a 700.
Why wouldn't you do the blow? I guess he has the judgment. But
No,
he
this is
must.
cooler.
Yeah. You
This
have
is
to be
much
cool.
cooler. Wins with the Morphin Jar? Is that what we're gonna see? Wow, Luigi can't believe it. Did I actually count right? Am I dead to a Morphin Jar? Wow! And that's style points. Let's see if Ricky shows the
They
face
must
downs.
have had it, or they would have kept the blowback.
Maybe they just really wanted
They really wanted to style
show
on
off.
him.
Yeah, exactly. The showmanship. And Ricky Garrity, I love Chechikoki, moves on in the losers bracket to losers semifinals. Dale
Let's
and
see.
Mercenary still playing, I believe.
Yep, so they will play the winner of Dale and Mercenary.
So this is game 2. Dale is applying pressure. Whoa! Saborg BLS just swung for lethal just as we jumped in. Saborg, one of my personal favorites right now.
Yeah. Same.
Incredible card.
I haven't been playing it personally, but it's really, really good right now. It's
Yeah.
really good against Burn too. It might even be
Yeah.
better or than Mobius, or like it's at least around as good as Mobius.
Hard to compare to Mobius, but yeah, Saborg definitely also very good against Burn. Been trying to see if Saborg coupled
So,
with Greykeeper Spy
believe
perhaps could give you an
everyone
edge.
left does not have an invite.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, Mercenary doesn't, I don't think. Yeah, that's funny. Well, 222 Broken does.
They have,
I believe.
oh yeah, that's right. They have 2 invites. So we have someone playing for a bye left, and then everyone else needs an invite.
Oh yeah, 222 Broken does have 2.
Hmm.
Oh, so everyone has something very tangible to play for. Super interesting.
And someone's gonna have to beat Krebs twice.
That's a
Which,
tough ask, but if you think you have a good warrior matchup, it's
yeah,
very doable.
Burn can just do it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
never not afraid of Burn.
very true. And now we have Soul Control in the top 4. That's cool. Soul Control, Burn, and Warriors.
If Dale pulls this off, it'll be a very interesting match to watch Dale versus CC.
Yeah, just looking at the decks, I think I like Soul Exchange. I think just on an archetype basis, the Soul Exchange player I would think has an edge. But of course, Dale. I wouldn't bet against Dale. Name tags off though? I probably would. So, Mercenary? Are they on turbo? Looks like it. I like this deck from Dale. Not sure what to call it. Mid-range. Haven't really seen any defining card yet. Don't know how many copies of Zaborg there are. Gonna be fun to see the list if it's gonna be published. Zaborg grabbed at Tsukiyomi, I believe. There it is. Nobleman, perhaps. Of course, against a lot of decks, you would just leave the Sangan in play and set your Spy or the Koichi because the Sangan doesn't do anything. But that's not the case when you play against Saborg. Saborg forces Mercenary to take a timeout, summon the Tsukiyomi. Wow, Dale is thinking. Is this because Raigeki Break or because Judgment? Or maybe neither, just pausing to bluff. Could also argue considering whether or not to battle trap the Tsukiyomi. While it's not obvious that's what he was thinking of. Basically, you can never make any exact reads off of when your opponents spend their time, but rather their actions speak louder. Do against Thunder Dragon, not what you want to do. Still, often what you should do, unfortunately, as bad as it may feel. If you're going to do it, you want to do it against a 6-card hand, where you have the best odds possible of not hitting the Thunder Dragon. It's a book, that's not bad. And this is game 3, I believe. Yes, it is.
Yep, game 3.
Mercenary now with momentum though. Dale has to respond to this set. And this is one of the great things of GOAT format. The set spell of traps, the set monsters, trying to get a read, trying to see what your opponent is thinking, guess what is there. It's so crucial if you want to be one of the best. And it's not easy, and it's very fun, very challenging. Something that you could argue was to some degree lost later on in the game, but that we still can enjoy and appreciate even after so many years. Thanks to the efforts of so many within the community. So Mercenary, gonna flip the flip. Often that's a Spy. The Koichi Faith, also options. Could be Knight Assailant even. Or why not? A Tsukiyomi or a Serpent. Don't believe I missed any of the usual suspects. Of course, Mercenary likely would manage to prove me wrong. So
Doesn't
why don't you
flip it.
flip?
Doesn't
Would
want to attack
you-
do a tomato,
Well, I mean, you would flip.
but now that Sangan's
Koichi.
gone, who even cares about the tomatoes?
I think he just didn't want to flip it.
Think it's Sook?
Could
Spy.
be. Well, Spy you would want to flip before Zaborg, I would think. So I've been grinding this matchup, Zaborg against Turbo, funnily enough, and the play patterns do become a bit different. Breaker.
Yeah, like even if what you're saying is the correct play, flipping the spy because you're afraid of Zaborg, doesn't mean that Mercenary's thinking that.
Yeah, I mean it could be
It's not
that.
that common of
It's
a.
not. Yeah, and that's the advantage of playing something just a little bit different. We're not used to playing against what you're playing, and that makes them play worse. And now this doesn't mean you should put in very bad cards in your deck, but doing something a little bit different can be very good.
Dale's gonna opt to clip the breaker here. Not wanting to Raigeki break a Sangan by accident.
Yeah, but that can't be a Sangan, because the Sangan was already sent.
Right, so I guess Serpent would have been the worst case scenario?
Yeah, but that seems narrow, doesn't it?
It did protect his
And-
spy doing it that way.
True, that can be a big deal. I started to think maybe this Serpent or Tsukiyomi. Because,
Yeah, Suki's one that you wouldn't flip as well.
I mean, I would want to flip a spy there. Just flip it, crash the attack position 1, leave the defense position. Looks good.
Yeah.
Or attack the set.
Yeah, I could do that as well. Oh, Mirror Force. Is that the reason not to flip your spy?
So what is Dale thinking here that is wants to heavy right now? Is he gonna sack for Zaborg and summon a BLS? Wouldn't be game.
It's so funny because my head just thinks Saborg every turn. He's probably only playing like 1 copy.
But his Thunder Dragons are gone and he would need to tribute off to get a Dark in the Grave.
Ooh. He just wanted a spell, I guess. Oh, okay, it's Tsukiyomi. Wanted to flip flop. Okay, that makes sense. And just pass. Don't attack.
So he
think-
thinks it's a spy.
I mean,
I mean, I would probably still attack, personally.
Well, not attacking gives him chances to draw Noblemans, and if it's spy, that would suck to have to tri-ball your own spies anyway.
no, I think not attacking
At this point.
is good just because it's so unlikely to achieve something.
But you
I
do wonder,
case
like,
it-
how much was
Yeah,
Mercenary
y-
just trying to bait him to attack that Mirror Force by not flipping it?
Yeah, it could be a serpent, and then not
Yeah, but-
attacking is just a huge mistake.
No, I don't agree because the serpent is misplaced if that's what it is.
Yeah, the
And if
Serpent's
it is a
fine to be on the
Tsukiyomi,
board.
it's also misplaced. So I feel like
Yeah, it was Serpent.
whatever
Why is he doing this?
to
Told you.
snatch Tsuk.
Told you.
Yeah, you did, but I don't think you cleared the serpent because I think it's misplaced on the field.
He's gonna
All I know is I would have attacked. That's all I know.
Yeah. I think you're right in that it's very possible to be the serpent.
But I would also
But-
just like to know what it is. You know, like
Yeah,
I would like
yeah,
to
sure,
get that
but-
information.
But this is like a
And he has a Suk.
psychological thing, right?
Dale has had Tsukiyomi if it was a spy, you know, and he did get a knock later, which obviously you can only do with one of the spies, but it's still, you know.
If I think
Better
it's
than
nothing.
Serpent, I want to leave it on the board.
Yeah, because the options that I see are like serpent, Tsukiyomi, maybe a spy, and none of those I want to attack into because the serpent I want to keep on the board, the Tsukiyomi I want to keep on the board.
I don't think you do want to keep it on the board. Like, you want to win. You got to lower their life points. You know, like that was
Ah,
a
I'm not so
lot of
convinced.
damage. That was a lot of damage on board that he could have done.
That is true. That is true.
So
It-
Dale
it's
opting
not
to
obvious
dump the
either way.
Suki, which does give him a Dark Engrave now. And he still has the Heavy Storm. And Mercenary is going to be left with the Faith and Serpent in attack mode.
Yeah, that's scary. That's a good point.
So
Mhm.
Dale could just have heavy BLS for game here.
That's obviously great for mercenary, chaining the book. So what math is it that you're doing here?
Zaborg
We know
math.
there's a Tsukiyomi.
Just BLS's game.
Yep.
He doesn't need a monster.
Yeah, it's not very close. Yeah, that will do it. Wow, yeah. And Dale is gonna move on to losers semifinals, the top 4. Now playing for top 3 against Sheshi Koki.
Yeah, I kept forgetting we had broken, 2-2 broken still in this. So, Dale will move on, so we're gonna get this Dale versus Ceci match that I was hoping to see, and then the winner of that will have to get through Burn to get back up to Krebs. Dale lost pretty. I mean, he had a bye round 1 and then lost his first match, so Dale has had to win 5 matches in a row to get this far now.
Yeah, I had a rough day, but it's I mean, it's so clear sometimes to see who of these players have played long tournaments before. Because Dale, this is nothing.
Well, Andy's at work.
He's- And he's at work. That's incredible.
So we're probably gonna have a brief break here as Dale gets situated for the next match against CC.
We're on break. Scully?
No, I didn't mute us or anything.
Okay.
Alright, so we are back for the actual loser semifinals. We have Dale Belito versus I Love CC.
ILCC on Soul Control, I think we would have to call it. Control deck with Soul Exchange, featuring some number of return from the different dimension in the
Yeah,
55.
I don't even know if you call it Soul Control, to be honest.
And it's a control deck with Soul Exchange.
And return.
Well, I mean, you can play one of return in your control deck.
If
Maybe
it's
not.
one of.
Okay, well, we could call it the Soul Return. I think an even trickier question is what to call Dale's deck.
Chaos Control, I guess.
There's no
With-
scapegoat or meta, and at this point of time, I feel like that's the definition
Yeah,
of
I don't have
control.
an answer for either deck to what to name them, but they're both control decks. We've seen Solemn from both. We see them
Yeah,
controlling the board. But Dale's
I
deck's definitely
would-
like kind of a turbo deck too, right?
yeah, you could say it's
I believe he's playing like Upstarts and Thunder Dragons and
by the Koichi,
yeah.
but we haven't seen Chaos Sorcery, right?
So from
Well,
Dale,
we
yeah,
have.
no, Dale played Sorcerer.
I mean, at that point, I guess we call it Fun Turbo.
Yeah, I think Dale's is just on a turbo deck with tomatoes in.
Abyssal.
Yeah. So Solomon the Graceful. Gonna drop CC low quick, but their return is now filled with 3 Dekochis already.
I think Solemn's good here, because otherwise he's whatever would be so behind in card
No.
advantage.
You gotta Solemn that.
Yep.
It sucks Solemn that though, like.
You would much rather they didn't have the graceful.
Right,
but they did.
exactly.
So-
It's like, yeah, I stopped it, but geez, that's not the card that I like having to stop.
But of course, assuming they do have the graceful, the one card you do want is the Solemn. So
Alright, and they're gonna have the blowback to go with this, and Dale
Whoa.
gonna Solemn back.
I like it.
Hmm.
I mean, yep, Soul Exchange. Extremely strong
Oh,
against
wow.
her. Whoa! Wait. So, Tribute
That's-
Summon passed.
Vestalos would be good here.
Can't attack.
Yeah. Man, Soul Exchange. What a card.
Set, return, and pass.
Yeah, like Snatch is looking scary. Oh, wait, it's Double Thunder. Wait,
Mhm.
does Dale have Double Thunder?
Yes, because it got
Mhm.
Solemn the
Whoa!
Graceful.
Sets a monster, that's kinda lucky. Blowback, that's a 50-50. Oh,
Is that Borg?
wait! Oh, that's genius! Wow,
That's
nice.
game.
I was gonna say, why don't you blow back first? But
Yeah.
of course, the Saborg has to pop a monster when it's summoned. So it's beneficial
Well, that
for
was quick.
Ricky to have the set monster in play. Wow! Soul Exchange. What a card.
Solemn Judgment is what a card.
True.
That just defined that whole game.
Judgment in the Graceful was
And then Judgmenting
Crucial.
the Soul Exchange and Judgmenting the Judgment.
Yup. But you can always say it was the Judgment. But at the end of the day, the chain started with something else.
Sure, but that we got to 0 really quick for a reason.
We did. We did. But it's just so interesting because not every card warrants a Judgment. And it's really a testament of power when a card does. Like with the Graceful.
Yeah, I wonder how many Solemn Judgments will top Worlds, because it is a card that's been like was really highly played at the start of the season,
Yep.
into the mid-late of the season, and then has dropped off recently, and I feel like is now back again already.
A lot of the turbo players in the inner circles have been cutting their Judgments out of the deck.
Their Judgments, their Book
But-
of Moons, they're cutting everything.
Yeah, they are, but not everyone agrees. It was trending, fashionable at one point to play a one-off Judgment.
I like one Judgment.
One Judgment I think is fine if you just really don't have a better card to put into it. Like, after Judgment got limited to 1, it was played while limited to 1 as like a staple in every deck for
Yep.
very many formats beyond. So it's not like One Judgment is just bad.
I remember when I played Current back in 2012, always had one Judgment, 2 Solemn Warning. That was like,
Yeah, I mean, I've got 11 Edison decks built with a solid Judgment in almost every one of them. Oh wow, he's
Yep.
gonna hit the Graceful.
wow, that's insane.
He's got the Soul Exchange with the
Oh,
blowback to
that's
go with it, too.
incredible. We'll hit the tomato too. Wow! This is only getting worse and worse.
Dale needs this coin flip to go wrong.
Or right, you mean? Bad joke. So, yep. Ricky checking if there's a Judgment. And the Dale responds to the effect.
Now the key is to still flip your coin here, otherwise you screw over your next future flip coin.
Or you could argue it as saving your...
No, it always happens this way.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's funny that they made it 3 coin tosses, but it's still a 50-50. So why not
Makes
just have it
people
be
feel
one
better.
coin toss? Is it to It's funny, right? I
It's
like
to
it.
waste time.
Why didn't we do it like, let's say 5 coin tosses? Why stop at 3? 7. Of course, the logic being any odd number of coin tosses.
Alright, so that's fine for Dale. Like the Jar Greed was good to be the card for blowback. The Sangan, Dale's gonna get to search. Still has 8,000 life points before the attack.
Whoa.
I'm gonna battle trap here. Now CC
So
gonna
Sangan...
consider Solomon this.
Let's go. So Dale added the Faith, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, double Fun Dragon for Ricky. So double Fun Dragon for both players. Dale has a
You're thinking of
Faith.
last game already.
Really?
Dale doesn't have Thunder Dragons.
You're right, I'm wrong. Wow, man.
It was a quick one.
Wow, yeah, that one was fast.
What's
But
nice
that
about
means the
Thunder
game is...
Dragon for CC is that it turns Soul Exchange into just a nice clear card because you have a tribute monster so often with it.
Yeah, I
Dale
love Fun
bait
Dragon
this
Soul
nobleman?
Exchange.
No.
It's interesting to choose Blowback Dragon. It is a dark. I guess it's the closest we come to Caius in the format.
Well, that and it's the only one that works with Call and Premature Burial.
Yeah. True.
Other than, what's his name? One of my favorite cards, the one that bounces all the set cards.
Shock? No?
Spicer Shock.
Biter Shock? Yeah.
So big heavy storm from Dale here.
Wow, that's a 2-for-1. And Ricky has double TD? Double
Yep.
Thunder?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And he did have the
That's...
call for the blowback too, so
Wow, that's big.
probably a spy set from CC, but it could be a Dekochi.
There we go, Choo Choo.
Choo Choo by Chi Chi.
Haha.
And Dale lost his light on that nobleman too. Oh wow, and the sorcerer. This deck must have a decently high brick potential.
Yeah, Soul Exchange. Known to
Yeah.
be bricky.
Soul Exchange.
Sorcerer gonna banish
No
you, would
more.
think?
Oh wow, Dale sided out a spy. Or has it in hand. Either way, not good. Dale's
Yeah,
gonna need a snatch steal.
This board is starting to get very problematic. Torrential would be good, I guess.
Toronto would be very good.
That's the kind of card that can get you out of this.
My guess is Dale just set another spy though.
Yeah, could be.
But
CC doesn't
I think
so.
maybe attacking with Sorcerer would be better here.
Yeah,
Just
that's what I'm saying. But nope, CC
Oh.
called it right. He said you sided out that spy.
do you know if Dale plays 3 in the main?
I think he had 3 earlier. I'm not 100% sure, but
Hmm.
seeing
can't
someone
recall.
siding out a spy is not. That's kind of an easy card to pick when you're side decking and you don't have an exact thing what you want to do against a weird matchup like this, right?
True.
Spy's also not particularly good in this match.
Doesn't seem great against Blowback Dragon.
Another
Of course,
Dekochi
Spy
for
very good
CC.
at stalling out the board.
This is
but
where Dale
not
needs the
great against
Torrential.
Jerusalem. Wow, that would have been so good here.
It's a brave summon.
It is. But I mean, I guess at this point, once the Dekoichi flips,
Yeah,
you're fairly confident.
for sure.
I think if Dale had Torrential, he wouldn't have flipped it
Wow.
on the Dekochi. Wow.
It's
CC
incredible.
gonna take it.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, that's... Man, I feel for Dale. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Ricky, though. I'm so excited to see Ricky still in this tournament. So happy for him. Moving on to Losers Finals. Now guaranteed top 3. Playing for the right to challenge Krebs for the invite. But first has to go through 2-2 Broken, who's on Panda Burn, we believe siding into cat, but we didn't actually see any cat. What do you guys think of this matchup?
I think
Well-
that CC's gonna have a lot of answers. Like, Blowback Dragon's great in this matchup.
Yeah, I think so too. I think CC has a very
Yeah.
playable game 1. Soul Exchange Blowback against Burn? Yeah, sure.
And just all the tributes to like get around the Nightmare Wheels.
And
No, Blowback
And-
just seems great.
and probably a lot of Mobius in the side deck, which are going to be really good with Soul Exchange.
The only question to me is, can this deck apply pressure against a cat strategy?
Yeah, the
'Cause-
same way.
Yeah, but I mean,
Look at how fast the pressure just went against Dale.
true.
Blowback's
Man, now
just
I
a
want-
lot of pressure on its own. Like,
It is. Yeah, it's a good card. Well, okay. Maybe that's a controversial statement. I like the card.
it's a
What
playable card.
Whatever you
card?
want to call it. It is a card that's legal in GOAT format.
I mean,
Haribo?
not once did it even resolve once in that matchup.
Does it matter? It's
So that's what I'm saying though. Like, even when it doesn't resolve, it's still good, right?
there's a wise man I've gotten to know through GOAT format. It's the threat of the coin flip, he would say. It doesn't matter whether or not you actually flip heads. It's the threat. And I think there's some truth to it. Not completely true.
Well, hitting the Sangan was still something. It's not ideal, but you know,
Okay,
still
yeah.
does
So
something.
it did destroy at least one card.
It did pop a Sangan. Man, I'm so excited. I love this deck. I'm gonna build something similar after watching this.
I'm still rooting for Burn though, because I'm a Burn player.
I mean, that's good, that's good. Scully, are you neutral then? I can...
I'd like to see CC
Oh, okay.
do it with this deck.
But yeah, I'm
So-
also a fan of rogue decks. And I don't know if you call this a rogue deck, but
I think if this isn't a rogue deck,
Yeah,
then
it's definitely a rogue.
I don't know.
I'm a big fan of rogue decks.
Oh, the spell Trap Zone Thunder Dragon has fallen out of favor, but I don't hate it. I guess the argument against it is that it's technically incorrect, but
There's
it
also
is
the-
it's very clear.
yeah. There's also the activate from hand, you know? Thunder Dragon.
True. Activate from hand, then send, then search. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Of course, we don't have to worry about such things, we GOAT players. It's much worse for our friends playing current.
Interesting, Agent summoned Rat instead of setting it. Sometimes you set it just because you don't want to, you know, you want them to waste their knock on it instead of
Yeah.
a jar.
I find that often when I'm playing Burn, I look at my hand and then I make a choice. Am I blanking knock or am I setting everything? And it would appear Agent went for the line of I'm blanking knock. One key factor when you look at this hand and make this decision is whether or not you have a jar. Cyber jar or morphing jar. This sorcerer is extremely good.
Probably better to hit the panda, I'm thinking.
I was thinking the rat.
The panda has the ability to, with the Ojama, clear the sorcerer that the rat cannot do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think you're right. The panda is the threat. The rat, while annoying, doesn't do much.
Sorcerer this early, it's usually not a good sign for the burn player.
It's a problem for Burn for sure. I like playing Mind Control right now in Burn. Very good against Turbo. Not only can you steal their flips without actually removing them from the field, which can be an advantage. Also deals with Chaos Monsters. Then again, downside. Doesn't actually burn. And very weak against Warriors. Is this rat just gonna die to the sorcerer? Or is there gonna be a ring? Also interesting when you activate your Ojama trio, if there is one, or agent.
So of course, this makes it look like that's a morphing jar face down, setting all those cards.
That's true. That's true. But as you were saying, hasn't checked for knock, chose to summon the rat face up.
And now CC has to decide, do you banish the rat or a token?
Often you will choose a token here, because the rat, once again, doesn't do much until Ricky starts attacking.
Okay, so we're gonna lose. This is gonna be a lot of potential damage now.
So I think this ring is being played in draw phase, standby phase.
I think we're still in draw phase.
If agent has to adjust desserts, I guess they want to chain here.
That's a very nice picture that Ricky is using on his sleeves. I believe that is the player known as Moxies. The photo?
Upside down. So hard to tell, but maybe. I didn't know you could get sleeves for tokens.
So this is a good nightmare wheel because it is gonna keep the sorcerer stuck face down now. And all done in the draw
that's
phase.
Insane.
So they will still take the burn damage from the nightmare wheel right now as well.
Well, Nightmare Wheel burns on your own turn, I
On
believe.
your own, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's incredibly good here. And I was gonna say last turn that some players opt for Nightmare Wheel instead of Minecon, and the weakness of that would be that it doesn't deal with the Chaos Monsters. But of course, once we're booked down, a lot more effective.
Yeah, Chechi is very locked here.
But they play tribute.
Until, yeah.
If anyone's gonna get out of this spot, it's gonna be the deck with all the tribute monsters.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't understand. Ditches the Thunder Dragon?
They're gonna now
I don't know
tribute
why
for
you
the
would do
other
that.
Thunder Dragon.
Just want Secret Barrel to deal 200 less,
I guess so.
I guess.
And a heavy 2 of your own cards here too.
Yeah, just has to get rid of the Nightmare Wheel.
You must
I
have
think
like
it's
a
the logic.
Borg with this or something.
Wow, double judgment. Okay. But now you can flip the sorcerer. Yeah, no, this still looks good for Ricky, but that was definitely
Depends what their tribute is. If it's just Thunder Dragon, it's still not very good because now the rat can crash. If it's another rat set, could be a problem. I guess it's pretty good.
Nah, I wouldn't be so worried, yeah.
Oh, it's got the
Oh
pullback
wow,
too,
that's
yeah.
insane.
That's the difference. Like
If
still
this
could
doesn't
be
hit,
this could still be, yeah, I know, this could still be a Cyber Jar or a Morphin Jar.
And the last one? Boom!
Even a rat would
Wow.
have been bad.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great. That's 46.
but there's what was the explanation for the Thunder Dragon in the grave?
Did they just banish a rat?
Chechi banished one rat with Sork.
And then attacked the same turn?
That
Did he?
might
Did he?
have happened.
Yeah.
That might have happened, yeah. I'll message. I'm not confident.
I'm gonna ask them.
They did use Sork to banish the giant rat.
Yeah,
I'm
and then
sure of
attack.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
but
then attack.
I'm sure that they attacked with the source. So yeah.
And then Agent lost 4,600, so
Correct.
I
'Cause it
still
was
don't
a rat
understand
and a
why.
second monster. Yeah,
Yeah, good catch, Scully.
nice.
I still don't see why Chechi discarded the Thunder Dragons. What's going on? I'm
He just
confused.
didn't want to take 200 more once they played heavy. It's really
From a secret barrel.
yeah.
It's a thing you do sometimes against Burn. Willingly pitch a Thunder Dragon, but it's quite rare. And that spot seemed like
And they caught the jar.
also necessary. But this is not quite lethal.
If we
Attacks
didn't-
with both. Okay, and declared attack with the sorcerer, so now they can banish, right?
They cannot banish.
Exactly. 500 points from the wheel. Let's say the blowback doesn't flip correctly. There's a magic cylinder. So is sorcerer gonna banish itself? Starts out
Probably
with the
gonna banish a
blowback.
token.
Makes sense. Probably.
Because you could
Head
always sack
secret
you
start.
could always sack the sorcerer for the Thunder Dragon still.
Wow,
Wow.
that's insane.
Blowback was very good this game.
Oh, didn't even bother banishing a token.
Yeah,
'Cause
blowback's
what's
tough.
game?
Like the deck can't. It doesn't have enough answers to deal with like a sorcerer and a blowback, which can just pick away at your cards.
I love this deck.
I think
Love
the
it.
cat side would be pretty good though.
Yeah, no.
Yep,
I
I agree.
totally agree. Because if they had even gotten to a panda there, could have been a different game.
But we
Yeah.
didn't even see cat earlier, so we don't even know for sure if it is a cat
Yeah.
side deck. We just
I
saw
mean,
the
they
wombats.
brought in
I think
wombats
they
for
brought
a
in
reason.
triple wombat against warriors.
It's
But-
well,
yeah.
you can crash the wombats against their wombats.
But like, say last game that agent did get to just a panda just to clear that blowback and then turn on the gravity bind,
yeah,
Yep.
then they're still sitting at 5 monsters on board. Like if you could stall for a few turns to a few more burn cards, it could be a big difference.
Yeah.
So I think you bring in the cat just for the potential of doing that.
I think it's a lot to do with the fact that you're not gonna be able to lock up the board against Soul Exchange Blowback Dragon, so you have to win in another fashion, and that would be
Also-
the cat.
Also, if you use cat, then you sometimes won't have a monster on board for them to use Soul Exchange on.
Yeah, exactly. We agree. There's siding. Agent done siding first. You would think that Ricky has a better idea of what's going on. Burn player confident, coming off of a strong performance in a recent Goat Grand Prix. Would guess. Where was it, Scully? Connecticut? Scully appears to take a moment. So, what would you side? You were saying Mobius against the burn deck?
I think
Yeah.
a big weakness of the strategy of doing the cat side deck is running into a matchup like this, to be honest. Because your side deck is not very versatile.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, that is true, for sure. But the question is, does it matter? Or is
I think it's going to be really hard for Broken to win this match.
I would tend to agree. Wow. But I do think I do think the cat strategy has a good shot. It's just winning back to back is tough. As it always is. But I don't think like this should be a bad matchup for the cat part of the deck. Ricky has to be careful here not to pick up a slow play warning for siding too long. A good benchmark is to aim to have sided within 3 minutes. And if you side for longer than that, you will most likely receive a warning. Okay, there we go. Both players wishing each other good luck. Fun to see. I always like when players say good luck, have fun, good game. Big fan of sportsmanship within the
I
game.
just say have fun because I don't want to give them luck.
Yeah, that's
you know.
where you and I differ. I wish my opponent luck. But of course, having fun is the most important, or should be at least. Can one level a bit?
And not summoning a monster, so
Yeah.
Chechi can't use a soul
Exactly.
exchange.
Looks very cat-esque.
Krebs sent both these players to losers.
Wow. Yeah, that actually does make sense. Judging by the decks. Pitches MST desserts. Doesn't pitch what I would call cat pieces. Death Wombat minus Radiant. Which would indicate strength if there is Rescue Cat in the deck now after
What
siding.
level 4s does Chechi play?
The Koichi Spy. Raker. Tribe. I would think. Oh, Panda. There's a spy. But now, blowback could potentially come down.
Yeah, usually you like going up against Spy because you can board lock them really easily. But Chechi has all the tributes.
Yeah, with tribute monsters, Burn deck doesn't like that. I'm a bit surprised the Panda even attacked. I guess it's very good against the Koichi, so you won't attack, yes. Have we seen Magician of Faith from Ricky yet?
I don't think so. And Dale's, they definitely nobleman them at one point.
Yeah, and they didn't banish any?
They did not.
Okay, well then, no Faith. Oh, there's the Mobius. That's insane. 1500, but Agent is gonna take 24.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
But this is good for potential pandas coming out of the deck from Agent. If the spies switch.
What?
Wow, that's defensive.
Yeah.
That might be a bit much.
I definitely would have attacked.
You could argue that the logic is that this way you keep a spy, even if... No. I can't justify this. That's a lot of damage.
Well, yeah, it's 2400 damage, so we got to keep that in mind later if Agent
sure.
ever goes down to 2400.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel like defense position spies are that valuable against Burn. Like they're very valuable against Warrior and stuff, but Burn, sure, it's kind of hard for a Panda to attack over it, but Panda doesn't need to. Panda usually just attacks the tokens that are beside them, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to calculate, like, what if some Last Will Cat combination comes down, and whether or not this could be the difference between living or not. And it's quite narrow. Then I was also thinking, well, what if just a single cat plus something like an exile force? But that can't clear the spies either. There's always going to be one spy left. Because you could argue you want to keep them for tribute fodder. But I guess if the spies are in attack mode, they could have been cleared by exile force last will. It's very tricky regardless, and it's I would lean towards attacking there. But of course, tribute fodder is good in a tribute deck.
Yeah, even if you do clear them with cat, I mean, you're only going to be doing 400 damage, which you know, with the wombats
Yeah, it's
that
just
attack them.
too many resources to be a relevant concern most of the time. Because it's hard to clear both spies and a Mobius. That requires 2 card combinations and a lot of investment.
Oh wait, he used Soul Exchange.
Good point. Oops. Alright then.
I mean, we would have moved on to something else, but nothing else was happening, you know? So.
True. Let's see. Okay, BLS.
Ouch.
So I think there's only one sorcerer in the list, but could be multiples. Wow. Wait, how much is this?
What's the panda at?
28. So 200, 32, 56, 70. I count 70. Should survive with a few hundred. Like. Yeah. I said a few. Wow, that's a lot.
Set ring?
Ricky. Yeah, you have to feel confident at this point.
Please see a snatch on tribe.
Oh, is the ring? Wow. What if this works? Oh yeah, that's good. I was gonna say snatch and BLS. That was a win condition. Man, if there's a torrential,
Could be, they play it. I believe they play it at least.
could also be gravity bind. Ooh, torrential no longer alive. Wow, that's it.
So we're gonna get
Wow, incredible.
the CC Krebs mirror rematch for the invite on the line. 2 players who've been trying all year to get it.
This seems so fitting too. It's really funny. And I also think you could make a narrative that Ricky, a player some might not have expected to qualify, but who definitely have shown their perseverance throughout the season, kept trying, didn't stop, and has gotten better and better. Whereas Krebs, a player a lot of people took for granted. Krebs, everyone knows Krebs. Krebs has won tournaments before. Krebs obviously is gonna get to Worlds. Has not been playing that much. The few times he has not been doing too well. Doing okay, but not that well. Not good enough for an invite. Now, end of the season, still no invite. Playing against Ricky Gardy for one of their last chances to qualify. So, who would you favor in just one match? Which deck is favored? Is it the Warriors from Krebs, or is it the Blowback Dragon Soul Exchange deck from Ricky?
Well, if Ricky was playing Brain Control, did we see any Brain Controls?
I have not seen a Brain Control
Yeah.
yet.
If he had Brain Control, then I would definitely think that he would win. But Soul Exchange, I don't know.
Yeah,
Game
it's,
2 will be pretty good with the Mobius, I think.
Yeah, maybe Brain Control could come in from the side.
Yeah.
Maybe could replace some of our Soul Exchange. Oh, Duel is starting. Players exchanging pleasantries.
Oh,
Nice to see.
But yeah, with 3 spies, or however many spies there are as well, it's actually going to be pretty hard for Krebs to get over all those. Get over spies, get over Chaos Sorcerer, get over, all of the monarchs.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think it's something simple as just having spy in your deck, and Krebs doesn't really have time to clear the spies, because at any point they could be tributed off for Mobius or such after siding, and game 1 even for blowback. So I don't think it's obvious that Warriors are a huge favorite. I guess the lack of defensive back row we've seen from Ricky so far could come back to haunt them here. Ricky, of course, with their trademark 41 card deck. Of course, the legend is that if you play 41 cards, you will have the perfect ratio between your different synergies, regardless of what your deck looks like. Which is hard to argue against. Slightly harder to argue for. There's a Fun Dragon. No Dust Shoot. So what is set behind the Sasuke? Ring would be your first choice, but Battle Traps are fine to set behind the 1800 attackers, because if Breaker were to pop them, the Breaker is now exposed to Beater, and as such, that's not a big deal. Triple set, Blind MST. Cards we expect to be hit here are... Wow, nice! That's great for Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. And one of the other two could be Judgment. Breaker, Ring, Book. One of those. Thinking face. Love the thinking emoji. There we go. Judgment.
Wow.
That's costly though.
Yeah. Wow.
Place around Morphing Jar? Is that what I'm seeing? 20. Spider
I would guess that this is a spy. Yeah.
Yep.
I definitely wouldn't have solemned, but that might be...
Depends.
Solomon there does give you a whole extra turn of spy.
Yeah, it saves one of the spies. Yeah. And also potential saves you at the back. Whoa. Blowback.
And like if you don't have a monarch or a blowback yet, having that extra turn of the spy on board could be a game changer, right?
Let's see if this is a ring. No, it's not.
Hopefully not, or Krebs is gonna be really mad if he tries to flip it.
And
Wow.
whoa! Blowback is insane. Wait, this just looks over. Krebs needs a good pair of cards here.
Snatch
to
Steal,
And
catch
she's
back
got
up.
a little lucky with blowback so far the past few times.
BLS, Snatch
Haven't
Steal.
seen it.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it miss.
Oh, Tribe is good.
That was pretty good.
Not
Yeah.
great, but good. Definitely good.
You are right, Noodle that these blowbacks been hitting hard.
I mean, that's what you gotta do. If you enter enough tournaments with blowback, eventually, eventually you'll get there. Maybe.
But CC going down low in life, and 2 of those cards in hand are Thunder Dragons.
True.
That was a very quick turn.
The pass right back. That's the thing. Like CC has to win twice. Chances are that they're gonna start bricking at some point.
So do you play around Torrential? I think not. I think you just go for it.
I don't think CC plays Torrential in the main deck.
Mirror Force?
Mirror Force totally possible. I'd be surprised by Torrential though, wouldn't you?
Surprised is strong, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't there. Wow. Do you think Krebs decided not to go for it?
I don't know. They didn't set anything either, and they could summon a Chaos Monster. Setting bluffs isn't very good in this kind of matchup either, though.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about.
I think he's just gonna hit. Oh, there was the Mirror Force.
Wow. Didn't use it earlier.
Yeah, very, very low margin for error now.
Not putting a monster on board main phase 2 is a pretty good move against these decks too, because you don't want to turn a Soul Exchange live that was
Great point.
dead otherwise. I
Well,
don't like this Solemn.
I think I. Yeah.
I
I
do.
I don't know.
I would not Solemn that.
But
You only have
yeah, I
negative
guess you,
life.
you might be right.
I'm saving Solemn till they play the card that beats me.
It's just so tempting because it costs so little in life points when you're that low. It's tempting. But
You-
yeah.
I
you
think.
gotta hold it there.
I think ultimately, I think you're right, Scully. Yeah. Because outside of their normal summon for turn, the cards that beat you are Snatch, BLS.
I mean, he could once you go down to 400, he could normal summon to attack your Warrior Lady for game.
Yeah, but you can judgment that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
the
Once
cards-
you Solemn the pot, now you're down to 400. Like.
Yep.
There's plenty of cards you just lose after that's played.
Yeah, I'm trying to defend your point of view.
Oh, okay.
So, if you don't judgment there are quite few cards that actually threaten to kill you. So if you say judgment for one of those, and then blank the rest, yeah, it's possible you live. Maybe.
He could have drew like 2 trap cards off that pot of greed.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? 'Cause
And then you have like tribute your monster next turn for a Monarch or something with a Solemn behind it. Feels a lot nicer.
duo. This is what Ricky needs. Duo turn 1 against Warrior,
Yeah,
absolutely
Warriors
backbreaking.
do not like getting turn 1 duo. It is hard to. They have to crawl back once this happens.
Warrior's very good at getting ahead, not good at catching up. Yeah, his decisions often are tricky. What to
They-
discard to 1.
They sided very quickly. I guess they knew what they sided from the last matchup.
Yeah, true.
That was like
Already
lightning
played each
speed
other.
siding, wasn't it?
It's really fast. Okay, so Soul Exchange, Brain Control. Spy, Dekoichi, Sagan. But haven't checked for knock yet.
Exile
Oh.
is gone. So did Krebs
Swordsman?
keep the level 2?
Yeah, I think you keep the level 2 against anything playing Spy, Dekoichi.
There really is a high level potential bricks in CC's deck. Like,
Yep.
Soul Exchange are bricks without tributes. Return from the different dimension. Dark Magician of Chaos.
Yeah, because I don't mind Soul Exchange and Blowback and Thunder Dragon. I think that seems like a good amount of bricks.
Right.
You
but
know if
then
they
And then
use
you start
playing
adding the
BLS
other cards I
makes
just
sense.
named, and it's like,
Yeah. It starts to add up.
did they use card
Sorcerer.
destruction?
I haven't seen it. I don't think they play it. And they have
I
Sorcerer
wouldn't
in there
think so.
too.
I think card destruction would be a good addition to make it a little less bricky.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
they have
think so.
Thunder Dragons.
Wow! Whoa! That's insane!
And that gets back duo? He's not getting back duo.
Wait, what? How are you not getting duo there?
Kept Snatch instead.
No!
Their Exiled is already gone too. I would have got back the duo there for sure.
Seems straightforward, right?
Like Snatch is really good too, but
It's
You
not
don't-
good against Snatch, that's the thing.
you don't know what they were holding in hand. Like,
Wow. This does make it tricky for Krebs to play. Nope, Krebs doesn't care. Slam
there's
Warrior
way more
attack.
answers for Snatch Steal than there is
What?
Delinquent Duo.
The 2 cards in hand seem to be not doing much, at least.
Okay, I mean
think
the
one was
Snatch
the Warrior
does
Lady.
resolve.
Oh.
Blowback, that's strong. Blowback, of course, not legal to target your own cards. Can't use the effect. Don't think Ricky minds. Wow, this could get there. Goes for a back row. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Is this the time
I kind
that it finally fails?
like
No,
going
no,
for
no,
the
no.
monster.
We pray to Sassy.
Every time it's tails, heads.
Woo!
Oh, and it's... Wow.
Giant orc!
Hmm.
It's insane!
Lean 23.
That's actually insane.
Krebs has light and dark now though.
Snatch.
Late ain't gonna be enough.
But
Yeah, I
you
know
know
it's
what
a
this
good-
means?
an
Icy
interesting
Lethal
side.
on board. I mean, I guess you go for the back row, I was
Ring
gonna
on
say.
Blade would be game.
No ring.
Was that
What?
6 in a row?
It's insane! What?
Wow.
That's
Alright,
insane!
game 3.
I was...
I don't
Wow.
change my opinion that you should have duoed though.
Yeah, no. But, wow. That was
I
incredible.
guess they were looking at their hand and their blowback and they were like, this is what I need to make my other cards not dead.
See, what I was thinking was, I want to do away their Snatch Steal so that I don't lose.
Yeah, like you had DMOC on board. They would have been
Yeah,
top
exactly.
decked, and he had Solemn behind it, I think too, right?
I
I guess he had
can't
nothing
swear
behind it.
by that, but
I don't think he
I
had
think there was nothing behind.
Yeah, he
But
had nothing
that's
behind
like
it. But
why I want to do it so
leave out
badly, right?
DMOC, leave out just your DMOC, and then they're top decked. And if you wanted to next turn, you could sack it for the blowback even.
Just crazy to go for the Snatch there.
It worked,
But I mean, that was an incredibly exciting and entertaining match, or game rather. The match isn't over. 1-1, game 3. Krebs is on the play, done siding, wants to get back into it. Sometimes when you lose, and your
What
opponent
side deck
takes-
cards do you think would be good against Chechi?
Dust shoot if you're not maining them.
I think all cards that you want against Spy, Decoichi, Thunder Dragon, like against Turbo, are probably pretty good here.
But
The
you
one
also kind of you got to deal
Yep.
with the monsters once they're already on the field too.
Yeah, you could bring
The
those
blowback
back
dragons.
if you have them.
Preferably, you would want to try and prevent that. Prevent the blowback from coming down to begin with. Once down, I guess you have the same emergency answers. But yeah,
Smashing
battle traps are
ground.
really poor, I guess.
Smashing ground would be good. Lightning vortex
Yeah.
maybe, but I guess they
No,
don't-
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
maybe
I would
not
just
vortex.
trust the deck to do its thing, and hopefully not get to that point too often. Smashing, I guess, maybe. Yeah, smashing might be fine. light dark. Typical theme from the warrior decks.
I would think this deck's a pretty good matchup against warrior, honestly, because your biggest problem is going to be chaos monsters being played on you to clear your board.
I mean, I've been eyeing Soul Exchange recently. It looks good. I would say that the strategy would have a decent warrior matchup if it wasn't for the fact that the deck is built with so much fluff. So many, you could argue, unnecessary bricks.
I mean, a dust shoot can destroy this deck if it goes off at the wrong time. Just one trap dust shoot.
Sure. One Exile Force, like that could be a death sentence. Okay, Battle Trap. We didn't see many side deck cards from Ricky last game, right?
Neither player really. It was a quick one.
Yeah, but
I don't think
Krebs
either side is too hard. Like the cards we named that you could bring in against this are pretty short, and then I think it's main decked pretty hard for the warrior matchup.
I don't agree. I would want to cut D-Mock. I would want to cut Sorcerer maybe.
Yeah,
I
then
would
you're just
cut
cutting
turn.
engine cards that.
Yeah, but I mean, Soul Exchange Blowback, that should be enough, no?
I mean, don't think I'd even play D-Mock in the deck if I was building.
Yeah,
something
exactly.
similar, so.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could cut the worst payoffs, the more clunky payoffs, and bring in like battle traps.
I don't think I could put Soul Exchange and Return from the Different Dimension into the same deck.
It seems a bit much when your opponent is applying pressure like the warrior deck is.
That's a deco. He's not going to be able to negate it with Blade Knight.
Could be
True.
another spy. Either way. Oh,
Oh, Mindcon. Cited in the Mindcon, even though
no. I think it's pretty good because you can, even though blowback can't pop itself, you could still like use it effectively.
I don't know. No faith. And I don't think Krebs wants Spy, because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they brought in spy for this.
Which makes Mind Control slightly worse too. Against Spy, that is.
It definitely is not a like auto have to bring in for this matchup.
I mean, if it's that or Battle Trap, then yeah, I wouldn't bring it in, or I would bring it in, but.
As I say, the battle traps have been kind of getting beat up too.
This is so bad.
Well, this spy might just sit there for a long time once it goes back too.
Yeah, I guess that's our hope, right?
Or just be tributed for a blowback, or as a Borg, or a Mobius.
Is Ricky thinking whether or not a judgment?
It might be a blowback dragon.
Yeah.
Might want to keep it.
Yeah, you would think so, right? It's D-Muck.
Okay.
That's optimistic.
Yeah. Seems like that was a good card to have destroyed.
Yeah. So says he praying to Moxie's to give him premature burial. Moxie's was the face you saw on the sleeve, or on the token, I meant. On the sleeve is not Moxie's.
CC with only 1600 left, so they are in well, I would say lose to ring zone, but Krebs already used ring, so.
Can always choose to ring your own creature.
Heavy would be brutal from Krebs.
Yes, Storm is hard to come back from.
Exile is already gone, so you're looking at Grandmaster or DD Warrior Lady.
Call, Preemie, Rhoda.
BLS.
Snatch Steal.
Does War Leader do anything here?
Nope. It trades with a breaker is what it's about to do.
Do Banish? I guess. Rather trade for the Dawn than the
No effect.
breaker. Is this better against Tribe? Not really.
Yeah, I think you could have banished there, but it's hard to say without knowing all the other cards. They could be trying to
No,
ban
I
Mirror
think
Force.
you probably should banish.
They could be trying to get a Mirror Force.
True. No, I think okay. Yeah, no, this looks fine. Yeah, I'm convinced.
Because if Krebs doesn't attack it here, then he can switch it to defense next turn, and only the Blade Knight can trade with it after that.
True.
Heavy Snatch would be game. Heavy, a lot of things would be game. So CC gonna drop down to 1500.
So the problem now is Tribe is an excellent draw for Krebs. Wow.
Not
Once
banishing,
chaos.
so they have
Light.
return set.
No, they wanted the light.
Yeah, because they have return set.
Oh, because they could draw chaos.
They're setting up for a way out of this predicament. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
potentially. I mean, if that's a Dekoichi, it's another draw. Oh. Well, Mirror Force still is a card.
One that we know they play.
How many do you attack with? I think this man is a good option. Boom! That's insane.
Solemn War?
How many judgments? Oh my god. One judgment. Is that it? Just one? Wow. So Ricky could lose here outright.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is
If that-
game.
That could be another spy, I guess. Whoa.
And so it is.
So top deck pot into blowback BLS with a return.
Just blow
I
back.
mean, sure. Oh, pot premature is what Ricky wants.
Premi's not even that good here.
There's the Mobius. That's great, actually. That's really good.
It's literally Premium and DMAC would have been the same scenario as this.
Wow, it's funny that Krebs had to think whether or not to torrential. That's that's actually funny to me.
It's actually
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
close.
Yeah, it's not obvious, especially without knowing the card in hand.
Right, you could Torrential and then just attack for game.
Yeah, I'm thinking
mean-
Torrential might have been better. You're hoping for Snatch Steal
Could be holding snatch.
They want their
or
own premature.
Tribe.
BLS. Oh, yeah, was holding snatch. Yep. Oh, judgment? No. I think this might be over. I can't really
Yep.
think. Oh no, that's heartbreaking.
Well, congrats to Krebs and CC. Very well done. Really cool deck. Did good today.
Very happy for Krebs. Excellent duelist. Very well played. Great deck. Much love to Ricky as well, who got so close, and I believe we will see more from in the future. Perhaps playing tomorrow, and if we don't manage to qualify then maybe next year. But yeah, huge
Yeah,
congratulations to
anybody
Krebs.
still interested to try to get an invite? We got one more tournament left, so join up on the Discord. You'll find all the info, and we'll see you tomorrow.